time, man. Suitcase this, my cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of K-Fraud TV. Y'all hit that like and subscribe button and make sure you hit that notification bell so you can see it first. Alright, so for the most part, I'm going to come on here today and I'm going to break it down. I'm going to speak to y'all on, motherly love. Ain't no love like your mom's, you know what I'm saying? Everybody already knows mine's been going through these cancer treatments and stuff like that. Even with this virus going on, it's more deadly, but once you start chemo, you can't miss a treatment. So she actually still has to go down there. Everyone there that's got masks on and everything like that. So it's kind of like, makes it more of a risk because, people that have cancer, their immune system's low. So I'm going to just break it down to the most part, want everyone to go ahead and, drop their prayers in the comments for her or whatever. She's a tank. She's going to make it. When it comes to a mom, they'll go to the past the limit for their child. You know what I'm saying? You don't always agree with everything they do, but you only have one mom. You feel me? And for their kids, they'll do anything they can. You know what I'm saying? Me, when I actually got set up on my case, my mom was there for me or whatever. She like reached out and wrote a letter to the judge. Put some things in there trying to stick up for her son. And that's what moms do. You feel me? No one knows, though, like how I got set up like that. Like, the day after Daddy died.
Yep. No, it's clear on paper. You read the police reports.
But it's
all
just
clear.
And then how, what's her name, called the police. And then you wrote the letter.
Well, what am I going to say? They called the cops on you? To a judge?
People argue with their moms, don't get along with their moms and stuff like that. But no argument is worth a lifetime. You get what I'm saying? Now, I go over there, I pull up on her, I make sure she's got food, groceries. I go grocery shopping for her. I take care of her. I'm her caregiver and everything like that. And she's a fighter. You feel me? She's a solid fighter. And she's came a long way. And that's one person that I know I could always turn to if I need to. You know what I'm saying? That she's going to ride for me until the wheels fall off. Everybody don't have moms like that, Sorry for the ones that don't, but I'm just speaking on mine. She done been, this is her second thing of treatment, cancer. It came back, and now she's doing it again. So, she had an allergic reaction to the chemo. So it made it kind of hard for her to do the treatments. But now they got her doing a different chemo that she's not allergic to. And she almost died her first time doing the chemo treatment because she had an allergic reaction. And she had it like within the first 5 minutes of them doing it. And then all they said to her was like, oh, it's all right. It's all right, here, eat this cracker or this cookie or whatever while you're here and don't worry about it. And then they left it in her for longer than an hour and something. So she about died off of that because it was an allergic reaction and they just kept giving it to her. So she got put in the hospital behind that. And it was like a crazy situation. Like, you got to be thankful for your parents because when they're not here no more, they're not here no more. You get what I'm saying? And I love my mom to death, and I'm thankful I have a mom. A lot of people, that been through shit like I've been through, like I went to prison for 5 years and I was falsely accused and got set up on the house by my stepmom. I've been to juvenile programs. When I was in a juvenile program, she used to drive 2 hours. My real mom used to drive 2 hours just to come see me for an hour. Every weekend, she'd come. Because I was allowed to have a 2-hour visit on the weekends, but I wanted to see my dad because I lived with my dad. But so they had to split it. She would come for the first hour, and then my old boy would come for the second hour, And I just want people to keep her in their prayers. She's my biggest fan, you know? And I didn't really tell her about my movement like this. I just literally told her about this a week and a half ago. She just found out. I mean, she knew about all the merch and all this different stuff, but she didn't know I had a movement going on. She didn't know about none of this. I showed her from my Instagram, all the people shouting out K-Frog TV from all around the world, from Australia, from Canada, from New Zealand, from anywhere you could think of around the world. And I showed her that and it made her cry. She felt good. She couldn't believe it. You know, she always knew K-Frog TV was something, but she didn't know about my YouTube. She didn't know about none of this stuff. But like I said, you only have one mom. Once they're gone, they're gone. That's simple. And like, if you're a female watching this and you have children, you're that person's only mom. Doesn't matter if they have stepmoms growing up. Same thing with dads. You only have one dad. But when I got set up the day after my dad passed away, I found him not breathing. I got set up the next day. And so my stepmom and her son and all them can inherit what was left behind of my dad's. They did it to get me out the way. And my mom wrote a 7-page letter to the judge trying to speak on my behalf, you know, bending the truth and shit like that, doing what she's got to do, you know, to defend her son. Any mom who cares would. But through it all, I still ended up getting 5 years because the judge was looking at the violation of probation. He wasn't looking at the death in the family that occurred the day before it all happened. You know, so my mom wrote that letter trying to break it down to him and let him see that it's bigger than what he's looking at. He's looking at just a violation, you know. They hit me with 5 violations, and out of the 5 violations, it said told to us by stepmom. By stepmom, like my stepmom, who was my stepmom from when I was 9 years old, that I lived with her and my dad. She turned state on me. The day after my dad died, she set me up and she turned state on me and went and kept giving them stuff about me from a while ago while I was on probation, and they just kept hitting me with violations, so they wouldn't let me out. She didn't want me to get out until she was able to take everything out of to where it was both of their properties. You know, she was able to unregister it all and re-register it as a widow, you know, and stuff like that. So I kind of like got fucked over, you know, for my dad's belongings, which not kinda, 100% did. And then I ended up catching 5 years behind this and went to prison behind this and everything. And that's how I caught 5 years. But I'm going to be doing a video on my actual paperwork. I'm going to break down my whole paperwork with y'all, and I'm going to break down my actual case and let y'all know that everyone I've ever told my story to, out of my bunkies in prison or people that know me, they all say I should write a book about what happened. Okay? Because it's just crazy how it all happened. You know, anybody can go to prison and lose a loved one in there. While you're locked up, it hurts. You know, or being on the street and losing a loved one, it hurts. You know, same thing. But losing a loved one and then getting set up the next day, so now you're going through processing when he's being cremated, you know, and then just the whole thing was like crazy. I found my dad's burial way in Kentucky, you know, like it was kind of like they sacrificed my dad, you know, in order to get what he had, and in order to get me out of the way. And then as I was like trying to figure out how he passed away, because I found him not breathing, as I tried to figure it all out, I was being set up at the same time with false police reports by my stepmom, the same person that I was living with. You see what I'm saying? So, and it just all fell into a crazy situation. So I'm going to eventually break that down, you know what I'm saying? And let y'all see my story and show y'all what I truly went through. You feel me? I don't really speak on it because it's a deep situation, but I'm going to go ahead and get that video together for y'all. But this one right here, I just want to, you know, I want people to make, you know, throw some prayers in the comments for my mom. You only have one. And, you know, I appreciate everyone that's been tuning in, rocking with me. You know, all the little drama shit that's been going on lately. You feel me? Only believe half of what you see. You feel me? I ain't gonna speak on no names and give nobody no clout. But at the end of the day, you can't make something fake that is real. Feel what I'm saying? That's simple. But you can display some fake shit to being real. You can't make something real fake. You feel me? But you can make something that looks real be fake. You feel me? So for the most part, I appreciate all y'all that's been rocking with me. You know, like I said, my mom, she's got bone cancer. This is her second time doing treatments. I don't mean like it's only her second time doing chemo. I mean, this is her second time around doing the treatments, you know. The first time she was devastated. She lost all of her hair, you know, shit like that. She was afraid to come out of the house, you know, so I had to get her some Hollister's, you know, beanies. She wanted to eat. There's different things, you feel me? So, but I go over there and I make sure she's okay. You feel me? I pull up on her. You know, anything she needs, I go to the grocery store for her, you know, and that's what you're supposed to do. Your mom takes care of you when you're younger. Same with your dad. They take care of you when you're younger. When it's years down the line, you know, it's time for you to do the favor. It's time for you to be there for them, because even when you're going through something, they go through it. You feel me? Like my mom showed me when I was in prison that I wasn't the only one doing the time. She was doing the time with me. You get what I'm saying? And, you know, I could get her on camera and all this shit, you know what I'm saying? And she'll let y'all know that she thinks I'm dead ass crazy because I never asked her for nothing when I was in prison. You see, a lot of people, you know, would think, oh, mommy took care of him when he was in prison. I mean, yeah, my mom put money in my account, you know, several times, you feel me? But that's what family does. But it blows her mind how I would call her from the box, how I'd get a hold of her, like, and she just would be like, boy, you're crazy, boy. Like, she knows I was a playmaker in there. I did what I had to do. I made my own money to where she didn't have to send me money, you know? And she like kind of like, you know, kept the whole health situation from me until I came home. So it isn't like I was in there and then I was told, you know, fully. I was told a portion of it, you know. Most of our communication was through letters, you know. She'd write me while I was in the box. Anytime I get a letter from my mom, everyone would know it was from my mom. I mean, at least I would when I see it in their hands, because she would send me green envelopes for frogs. She'd send me a green envelope. So anytime I'd be looking and seeing the officer pass out mail, I see all the envelopes in his hand and he's going door to door. I see that light green one in there. I know that's me. That's from my old girl. You know, and she was consistent with it. She rode with me when no one else did. All the females I had, all my homeboys, you know, but you can't expect a homeboy on the street, you know, to be consistent with it. You feel me? Because even I ain't perfect when it comes to that, being consistent with it. You know, you reach out to your homeboy, you know, they got a life. But when you got a female on the street and your ass in the box, or you can't call them, you ain't got a jack, they supposed to be writing, boy. But my mom was my rider, you know. And my old boy passing away brought me and my mom closer, because it made me value my parents. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you got parents out there and you don't talk to them, you know, like I said, you only have one, man. It's better to just, you know, shock them, be the bigger person, and how you been, or hey, I miss you, or, you know, reach out. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, she sent me mail, like, faithfully. You know, I could send her a letter from the box. She knew when I was in the box, because on the front of the envelope, I put in parentheses, box life. So she'd be like, oh, he's back in the box. And then I sent her mail. It'd take 2 days to get there. You know, I'd get mail back in 4 days. If I sent it to her Monday, Friday, I get a letter. Like, she wrote that day she got my mail and sent it. Like that, you know, that's You know, that's what a mom does when they love their child, you know. But if they don't do that, doesn't mean they don't love you, you know, because they have a life also. You feel me? But anyways, I appreciate y'all tuning in. You know, like I said, drop some prayers in the comments. You know, I'll be doing a little thing, break down how I truly got set up. You know, my mom wrote a letter to the judge, and she, you know, she tried to speak in my favor. You know, she was like, you know, she said what she wanted to say to try to help her son out. And for the most part, you know, I'm on this positive shit. I just need some prayers right now, y'all. You feel me? But till next time, you already know, fuck with me. Keep your head up. This frog.